Hey everybody, and welcome to Binder Minder, and we're back with another secret lair. I feel like we've been doing mostly just secret lairs lately. I just haven't ordered a lot of cards. I've got a few cards that I've gotten in, but I haven't ordered that many. But we did get the Goblin Storm Secret Lair Commander deck. I got apparently very lucky to pick it up, and so I'm going to open this up, and then after the video, I'm going to sleeve it up. I've had these sitting around for a while. Figured, I mean, it's not really a goblin thing. To be honest with you, I have a bunch of those um, D&D cards that I thought maybe I'd build a deck with these eventually, but I'm going to use that. And then I've got went in there, dug through. I've got a whole bunch of deck boxes that I've bought that I just have no use for. So nothing planned for them specifically. And I had a couple of them that were red, so I figured this will work for now. Maybe I'll change it up. I don't know. I was looking for some good goblin themed sleeves, and I just wasn't finding anything in the sleeves that I typically get. I've got a set of cheaper sleeves that I like from Amazon that I use quite often if I'm just looking for basic cheap sleeves, which I have some of those. But I thought this is a little bit nicer deck. I would change it up. And I like the apexes. I like dragon shields. I like a few of those nicer sleeves, and I don't know. I wasn't really finding anything that was going to match that I hadn't already used at least. So we'll see how these work. Anyhow, let's dive into this. I have seen some people have at least one person has found instead of it being the Goblin Storm, they found a Dan deck, and another person has found a Miku deck. So I guess there is always the possibility that we open this up and it's not one of those, but we'll see. I wouldn't even know what to do, to be honest. Looks like we get a goblin, right? Thank you for being part of the secret lair with a little goblin dude. So, if you've never gotten a secret lair deck before, they do get a nice little custom deck box. Yeah, we got a Goblin Storm one. You can see it through the paper here. Get a nice little deck box. There's a poster and a few other things. I mean, they go all out for the decks, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't mind it being like like if they collabed with somebody and actually had a nice, like a real deck box that was themed out with it or something. But I don't know. I think everybody would prefer to pick their own stuff normally. But I mean, come on, Wizard of the Barge sleeves would have been awesome, right? Like, instead of sleeves or something to go with this stuff would have been pretty cool. Anyhow, so we got the life counter, which is nice. Two different sides to it as well. The poster, which I'm not going to open up. There's not enough room for this, but it is Wizard of the Barge art. And then we got the deck itself. And the box has the Goblin Storm and all the artwork on it. Like I said, they do at least use a foil on there. It's pretty nice for what these are. And these boxes, by the way, since they put this little insert in there, if you don't double sleeve, if you just regular sleeve, these boxes can fit a sleeve deck. So something to keep in mind. So I'm not going to go through the whole deck. I'm just going to open up and we'll check out the tokens and all the special cards and stuff like that. I think people can look up the deck list for the deck, especially if I can't get the whole thing open. And I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I'll have to get sleeving anyhow. But I want to check these things out. I saw these things teased, when we saw even before the Dan came out, and it was definitely one of those like I've never had a goblin deck. I mean, I've had them in standard, but I've never had a goblin commander deck, and I've always kind of just been waiting. It seemed like it was one of those everybody's had one, so I wasn't in any big rush to do it until there's something unique. So you do get a thicker cardboard version of your commander, and then you get the actual card. This is always nice, especially with these cards or these commanders decks, because these they're going to be pretty valuable. So I've been known to put this one up in the binder and actually just play with the the thicker cardboard one anyhow. But so this is our commander though. Zeta Hedron Grinder. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that one. The art on this thing is great. I think it was the professor. Somebody was asking, when they were talking about he was talking about the Dan deck. He was asking how many people would be interested in if it was like a full deck, but they had a foil and then a non-foil option. As much as I love the foil, non-foil version of these I think would have been even better, just because it does make it darker. Anyhow, so we got Grinko, classic Goblin Lord, basically. It's the mob boss, but he is a Lord because he gives the +1s. He gives +1s, right? Yeah. No, he gives. That's right. He does the tokens. Like I said, I haven't played goblins. Pashalik Mons. Brightstone Ritual. Add mana for each goblin on the battlefield. That's cool. Broadside Bombardiers. Conspicuous Snoop. I like the art on that. I've seen this one before. Empty the Wardens. Or I'm sorry, Empty the Warden. Warrens. I see this one's in standard. Create 2 1/1 Goblin creature tokens and then Storm. Grape Shot. Classic card. Also has Storm. Sacrifice a Goblin. Add 1 mana. This is the big dog right here, Roaming Throne. This is the first time Roaming Throne has got a special artwork that's not from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, because it did have a specific artwork from that, a borderless art. But it's a kind of controversial borderless art. I like it, but there's a lot of people that do not like that art. Funny enough, my wife has a copy of the borderless one. I have a regular one. Because I pulled one of my first packs of Ixalan, had one. She's got the cool borderless art, and she prefers the standard frame, and I prefer the borderless, but she still won't trade me. All right, Skull Clamp, another classic, and probably the coolest looking Skull Clamp out there. I mean, there is that one that's the ninja one that's pretty cool, but this one, I don't know. I don't like this one. Soul Ring. Soul Rings are always good, especially a nice goblin themed one. Even if you didn't get the deck, pick one of these up on the secondary market. They're gonna be expensive, but yeah. So I'll just kind of flip through it real quick. That way, if you haven't seen it, you can see it. Whole lot of red. Ruby Medallion. Throne of Eldraine. That's a expensive card, by the way. Arena of Glory. Glad to see that. We've got a reprint. This would have been a really cool one to see in his art as well. I mean, all of these would have been good, but Downport. It's pretty new, too. It's from Bloomberg. I hope everybody's been doing well. General Crete. So this is from Jumpstart, Foundations Jumpstart. This is actually a pretty valuable card from that set. Even after it getting reprinted a bunch over and over again, it's still, last time I looked at least, it was pretty valuable. Got a lot of classics. Swiftfoot Boots, Reliquary Tower. All right, so here are the lands, and I wish we saw this more. Even in regular Commander decks, I think it'd be cool if we saw specific full arts that go in those decks. But I love just like with the Nandan. So I mean, for one, the art on these things is amazing. and then you get a whole set, especially when it's a monocolored deck like this. But the best part is they are panorama. I gotta get them laid out correctly, but they all link together for a full picture, which is pretty cool. And even separate, they're awesome, but makes me want to like get them sleeved up and tap for 3, you know. Anyhow, so you get a full set of the mountains, which is awesome. So I think the only downside to this is to get this cool art of these, and we don't have any matching lands with the other 4. So you know, no forests, no islands, no plains, no swamps. So if you're building a deck that's not just going to use mountains, and you're trying to, and you like this art, all right. So we got the bonus or the tokens, and these have custom art, goblin tokens. I think everybody was surprised that this was in there because I don't think that a storm counter has ever been printed from Wizards. Then some standard Eldrazi's, soldiers. Over here, there's still a couple more. I think our bonus cards in here. So we got fish from the Bloom Barrow cards. You got to start your engines. So that one's actually got a max speed side. So the ones that don't have custom art, they are double-sided. Wicked token. So Mog Catcher is one of the bonus cards. And then there's also a red mana token as well, which is another bonus card. This Mog Catcher, not only is it cool looking, but pretty valuable. The regular version of this is valuable in itself, but this one is going to be pretty crazy, I think. But it's a bonus card. We'll have to see what card we can take out to slide in there. That's the only downside to when they do a bonus card to a deck, and I'm not complaining because I love it. I love, especially when we get 2. But, I mean, you're in a situation where you're like, I don't really want to, sometimes I like to upgrade my precons, but sometimes it's nice to have just the stock precons and play them against each other, right? And you get a bonus card and you're like, I really want this to be in this deck, but I also don't want to change the deck too. I kind of wish that it was like already in there, but then it wouldn't be a bonus card, right? So anyhow, I am going to get busy sleeving these up. So I will let everybody go. I thank you for being a part of my Secret Lair opening. And this is Binder Minder. As always, thanks for watching. To put us in your binder, well, I'm not going to put any of these in the binder. I'm going to put these in the sleeves in a deck box and hopefully play them soon. But to put us in your binder, you can like and subscribe. You can ring the bell to be notified. You can catch us on our social media, which is in the description below. I hope you guys have a great day. I don't know when our next video is going to be. Yeah, like I said, I don't have any new cards coming. I mean, I've got a couple cards that I've gotten in, but I don't really have enough for a mail day, and I don't have any boxes or anything coming too. So it might be a little while. I think the only thing I have on order are the gift bundles for the next 2 sets. And that's the only thing I've got ordered. Yeah, I've got a Marvel superhero gift bundle. I've got 1. That's the only thing I've ordered so far. And then I've got a Reality Fractured Secret Lair bundle on order as well. Reality Fracture, we're going to get a bunch more. My wife that's the other set that she's excited for. I'm going to probably get at least some. I'm not sure. But as far as the Marvel launch, I like a lot of it. Just like Spider-Man, I liked it. But when you have so many sets and we buy so many cards, it's nice to be able to take a little bit of a break, to take a breath. And in this case, Marvel is going to be that breath for us, and probably Hobbit, especially given that we've seen the price of the collector booster boxes. I think they were like $700 or $800 already for the Hobbit, which is just nuts. That's crazy. I personally, I'm pretty excited about the Star Trek Lair, so that's probably what I'm going to focus on getting more of. I mean, I'll get a little bit of each of these other sets. I'll probably get a play booster box of each at some point, just so I can kind of get a feel for it and pick up a couple cards and stuff. And I'll buy some singles, as always, but probably not going to get collector booster boxes for Marvel and the Hobbit, and we'll see on Reality Fracture. It just depends on how crazy they're going to be. But anyhow, like I said, thanks again. Well, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.